Hey everybody, it's Thomas Harper, and we're back for some more Hingeback content on YouTube. Yeah!
As you know, that wasn't me, but it was my son Weston. Weston, thanks for that awesome intro.
You're welcome. Sorry I look like a Who from Whoville. I just had surgery yesterday.
What kind of surgery did you have?
Tooth removal surgery.
Oh yeah, that was not fun, huh?
Yeah, not fun. Anyways, I'm the whole reason why he's making good content. I gave him all these ideas.
Okay, bud. Thank you very much.
Admit it.
Yep. Good job. Today we are going to talk about the Holmes Hingeback tortoise, which is a forest-dwelling species from West Africa. Now
My personal tortoise.
This is Lucy, and she's really a neat, fascinating tortoise. She's very friendly. You can see she's a little bit afraid of the camera, but I've had her now for about a year, and she's grown quite a bit since I've had her. Now what's interesting about Lucy is that she has a really serious shell deformity, which you can see there. The shell is pushed in quite a bit. Now this doesn't seem to bother her one bit. She's really healthy, she's grown, she's a good eater, and she's really personable. And she's laid about 15 eggs since I've had her last October.
That's good.
The next Holmes Hingeback we're going to look at is Rugged. And
My second favorite.
And why I named Rugged is because his carapace is just all mangled and scarred. Our best guess is that he might have been involved in a fire.
Oh man.
Fires are not typical of that part of Africa, so if it was a fire, it was most likely a human set fire. He's still growing, and slowly but surely I think that rough shell is getting better. Rugged's a male, and you can tell he's a male by, he has a concave plastron, or meaning it pushes in the center, and his tail is also quite large.
Very large.
Rugged is the mate to Lucy, and this year we hope that him and her will produce babies for the first time in our care. Finally, in this enclosure we have a second male. This one is the subdominant male. I've only seen him show any breeding interest once, and he was not successful. Also, you can see a very large tail. This guy's pretty friendly too. For whatever reason, he just has not grown as fast as the other tortoises, but he is a really neat animal.
He is a very neat animal.
Yep, for sure. And he does quite well with this pair. For whatever reason, when I try to separate him, he doesn't eat much, and he just isn't happy. So for whatever reason, this reverse trio, 2 males, 1 female, is working out. But typically,
It's a mama's girl.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. But neat tortoise.
Hey buddy, camera shy. Oh, not really. Hey buddy. Hi.
So the next in the enclosure next door, we have a male and a female pair. What's really fascinating about these tortoises is that, they are just not nearly as outgoing or engaging as the Homeanas in the other cage. Those 3, Weston, if you look down, look, they all have their heads out, they're exploring, they're friendly, super outgoing. But for whatever reason, this particular tortoise and his mate Ethel just aren't nearly as outgoing. They'll come out if I give them baths, warm water soaks, but in general, they're not going to come out, and they're quite shy. So this is normal. They've been in captivity since 2014, but for whatever reason, these 2 tortoises are not nearly as friendly and are much more shy. And the last of the adult Homeanas that I have.
Ooh, adult? Did you say adult?
Yes, these are adults.
Okay.
Is Ethel. And as you can see, she's hiding in her shell. She is a little bit more outgoing than Fred, but not much more. I've had all of these 5 Homeanas since last October, and she has laid eggs twice. I have 2 of her eggs. I have 2 of her eggs incubating right now, and one of those is developing, and that egg was laid on August 14th. It should be hatching anytime within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So fingers crossed that we will have a baby for Fred and Ethel.
Fingers crossed. Good job, girl.
Here she comes.
Oh, you want to say hi?
I will say another characteristic of the females are the heads. Take a look at the head of that female. See that it's much more narrow and more slender and small. If you look at a male and female Holmes Hingeback that are the same size, I often notice that the female will have the smaller, more slender, less bulky head. Have you ever noticed that with your Hingebacks? Let me know, because I've never actually seen that written anywhere. It's just from my own personal observations.
Let us know in the comments down below, or if you somehow don't know how to do that, go on to my dad's Instagram or Facebook. Can you shut that out for
That's Tom Arbor on Instagram.
Awesome.
So here are my 5 adult Holmes Hingeback Tortoises. I've had these for about a year. They are on breeding loan to me, and fingers crossed, both of the bigger ones, the 2 pairs, I have eggs from each one of those developing, and hopefully we'll have a baby very soon, and then in about 3 more months we'll have perhaps another set of babies. So thank you very much for joining us for a quick look at my 5 adult Holmes Hingeback Tortoises. Thank you to Weston for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome, Dad.
And for filming as well. Remember to like,
Subscribe,
comment,
ring that bell,
and go Hingebacks! So guys, Weston was an absolute trooper for this video. He had his top canine surgically removed the day before. He was swollen, he was in pain, but thank you, Weston, for filming that video and having all the cool, fun ideas to help spruce up the videos you see at Hingeback Tortoise Central. Thank you. Please shout out to Weston and thank him. Much appreciation goes out to all the ideas that he has. We'll talk to you next time. We'll see you on the next video from African Hingeback Tortoise Central.